back to part 3 of my New York trip. It's Monday and my friend's at work, so I decided I'm gonna go for a mini adventure. So as you can see, this is me getting dressed. Well, not getting dressed, putting on my winter jacket because it's super cold in New York, as is November. Making sure I have my bag so I can buy stuff, put in my bag. And now I'm putting on my Jordans. Look at this action shot. Boom. I got these my second trip to New York back in 2017, and they've lasted this long, so I'm quite happy about that. So now I'm just tying my shoelaces. I'm dragging this out. This sounds so silly. And now we leave the apartment and we're gonna get into the lift, I believe. No, of course I know I am actually doing this. So walking down the lovely apartment. I did not shave, so I look slightly homeless here. And then we press the button for the lift or elevator, as we say in New York. And now I am hitting the mean streets of Brooklyn and make my way to Milton Avenue station to jump on the subway like a proper New Yorker. Look at me just taking in the sights, wondering how long it's going to take me to get where I'm going. So now I'm on the train. Jumped on the M train for 7 stops, which was 19 minutes, to West 4th Street, Washington Square, which I changed over to the C or E train. Can't remember, you can take either one. For a couple more stops, 2 stops, to 21st Street, and I walked the rest of the way until I got to Chelsea. And originally I was meant to go to the Balloon Museum, but that wasn't open. But I found this lovely Christmas market inside, right by one of the entry points to the High Line, which I'll go into lots of detail about the High Line. But the Christmas market was fun inside Chelsea Market, and you can see it's a gingerbread village. And here is one of the first points of the High Line. Did you know the High Line used to be a railway from 1930 to 1980, and it covered most of the west side of Manhattan? And after not being used for many years, they were planning to demolish it. But there's a community-led effort for, hey, let's reuse this and make it into something nice. So then in 2009, it was opened to the general public as a park, which it spans 1 mile, 0.4, which is quite a long time. Well, for me, not really, because I run marathons and 5Ks all the time. And the park was designed by James Cornerfield's Operations and Dilla, Scroderfida, and Renfield. I probably butchered that, which I feel very bad about. And the Highland regularly has different art installments, because as you see through some of the pictures I have, there's different bits of art behind me and stuff like that, but they're not permanent. Lots of it changes throughout the year, and some stay the same, but it's more of an artsy-fartsy kind of cool thing, so it's never really the same. So I am on the High Line, which is like a converted railway line that goes down to Chelsea. So pretty fun. Had to take a train here. Just walking down it. It's like a mile and a bit long, and you can see there's lots of cool views like I was on around. This huge building. So awesome. Have to walk through this a bit more. I'm gonna head up to 42nd right, or around there, to go to a Japanese restaurant with my mate for lunch, and then I'll go back home. Sort of more likely go to a museum or two. So let's carry on. Got stuff that's weird why I do that, but yeah, it's quite new. It's in the Spider-Man game, if I remember correctly. I remember falling down here, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And last second time came, someone told me to come here, but I just never did. I don't know why. But been interesting. Very beautiful. And here's some of the weird art I was telling you about. I thought it was Bertie from Sesame Street, and there's a nice view of downtown Manhattan. Very lovely. And me being a tourist, so I look great. And here you can see one of the old lines, one of the only few bits of the lines that's still here, but you can see near the end of the High Line. And an old newsstand, sort of. Had lots of old news articles from back then. And then there's the famous pink tree, which reminds me of my friend Lara, who loves pink. So I just thought I'd say that. And look at me looking very confused and unimpressed. Yes, matches my headphones. And this, I have no idea what it's called. I should really search it, but it looks amazing. You can't go up there, obviously, but I thought it looked cool, so I got a video. And there's a bit of artwork. So this is me after completing the High Line, and I started to walk back to Times Square, and I went past a bodega cat. I had to take a picture because, you know, I love cats and bodegas. That's awesome. And I made my way to Hell's Kitchen, and I was like, oh, might find Daredevil. Never found him because he was probably asleep. And then I made it back to Times Square and went to Ikarun, one of the best Japanese ramen places in New York, and it's been franchised. There's like loads around the world. So we had to get there, you have to order, and that's one of the best ramens I've ever had in my life. As you can see in this picture, coming up next, I look super happy with the steam coming out of my eye. And it was pretty cheap. It cost me less than $20. Okay, this Ichiran Ramen, one of the best dinner places in New York, which I would say, yeah. But now I'm going to the Flat Iron building. Yes, sorry. Going to the Flat Iron building to look at Washington Square. And then go head to one of the museums. So that should be fun. So let's go. Well, that was out of frame, but let's go. Hi. And thank you once again for getting this far into the video. While you're here, you might as well like, share, subscribe. It's free. Might as well. Hope you're enjoying my travel to New York. There'll be one more part because I didn't want this video to be too long, because the longer the videos go, apparently the more people don't pay attention. So glad you enjoyed so far. Me going to the High Line, pretty cool place. And then next I'm gonna go to the Spy Museum and learn a lot of stuff. You might see something quite interesting. I'll explain a bit now. I lost because one of the machines I used didn't register what I was doing, so. But anyways, thank you. And thanks to everyone who's the new subscribers. You guys are great. Helping me get my videos up. That's very cool. What else do I want to tell you guys? Hi, Rochelle again, my YouTube buddy, who hopefully see one of our videos together soon. And still coming up with ideas for my next set of videos coming out, because like I said before, I'm trying to at least post once a week and maybe start doing shorts. Let me know if you want that, because you know, stuff. Anyways, on to the next bit. Woo! The Flatiron building is famous for being the oldest surviving building in New York. I didn't know this was the Flatiron until now researching it, and I walked past it. I got very confused. So I just kept on walking, and I discovered that a world famous stadium is nearby, Madison Square Garden. If you're a wrestling fan, this is hugely important. So I went there, took a picture. Apparently it's getting renovated at the moment, so it looks kind of dilapidated. So then I walked to Macy's, Fifth Avenue, where they currently got a Toys R Us inside. And then I made my way to Washington Square, which was about a 10-minute walk, if I remember correctly. And it's very busy there. Lots of like buskers and stuff. But I reckon it'd be a lot more lively if it was the summer. So one day, hopefully I'll be back to New York in the summer. And there you can see the Washington Arch, which is quite famous. And then I walked all the way up to High Manhattan and made my way to the Spy Museum, Spyscape. Well, I didn't take much pictures because I felt quite awkward because I wasn't too sure if you could take pictures or not. But here's a video of me playing the Lights Out game at Spyscape. And why this is going in the background, I'm saying some cool things I learned here. So it goes to the history of spies, starting from the Cold War. No, actually before the Cold War. No, it was the Cold War and the Cuban Missile Crisis, and talking about spies also in World War II. So what I just said made no sense. And one of the interesting things I did learn that most of the spy, like close quarter combat stuff like that, was actually invented by a woman. And if I'm correct, the game Metal Gear Solid 3, Peace Walker, Snake Eater, I'm bad with that, is actually the boss the woman boss, is actually based on this lady, which is pretty cool. And I did learn lots of people defected from countries, and they were talking about code breakers and people going in too deep, and lots of films being based on actual spies. So I would say if you get a chance, go, because while you're going around the museum, there's little games and stuff, and then they evaluate you on what spy you would be. And I failed one of those things, like I said, and I would have been a handler rather than a spy, which kind of let me down because I think I can be quite sneaky and all that, but they know they're the professional, I'm not. So I would say go. You could book on a day, only cost me $30, and it was worth it if I'm honest, totally honest, worth it. And there's lots about James Bond as well, but I don't think they actually used the proper name James Bond for copyright reasons. But it'll go. The staff there is pretty nice as well, and it's a different sort of day out. Just do it if you can. Experience it. Experience Spyscape. I don't know why I did that. And that game's a lot harder than it looks. I only turned off 129 lights, which, I guess is alright. A handler. And here's me walking down one of the corridors with a LED back wall, and it looked pretty cool, so I thought I'd take a video of it. Very exciting. So I've just finished in the Spyscape. A cool little spy museum, which I kind of failed at, which I was playing about more later. And now I'm just in Central Park to see the Central Park carousel for Christmas. Then I'm going to probably head back to Brooklyn, as I have no idea how long it's going to take me to get back. So let's look at some pretty shots of Central Park. Central Park is located in the heart of Manhattan and is a huge place. Last time I went, I got lost. I thought if I walked in a certain direction, I'll get back, but it didn't work. And it's crazy. Central Park spans 842 acres, which is huge. And this tunnel I thought was in John Wick, but it wasn't. There is a tunnel that's in John Wick. And then here's the famous fountain that people think is in Friends, but it actually isn't in Friends, because the one in Friends is actually on a soundstage in LA. And Central Park has several man-made bodies of water, which is quite rare and unique. You can find such places as the Bethesda Trench and the Fountain, and the Central Park Lake. And it's also home to the Woman Rink, ice skating rink, which is quite popular in the winter, but in the summer it turns into a Victoria style attraction, like a theme park, which is pretty cool, which I've never seen as I've only been to New York in winter. After spending a couple of hours in Central Park, I decided to meet my friend back at his work. So I walked down 6th Avenue and took in many of the fancy shops like Louis Vuitton, other things out of my price range, but it looked very nice. Like, the displays here were amazing. It was quite busy as well. Qatar, I think. Again, not good with this. And then I ended back at my favorite place, Rockefeller Center, and you can see Atlas holding up the world, and the famous church from Home Alone 2. And this is what I was talking about, the Christian Dior carousel. It looks amazing in person. People were just lining up to watch it for ages. First time I saw it was in the daytime, but now I just saw it at night. And it caused a lot of foot traffic, believe me. And the walk from Central Park to Brighton Park was about 20 minutes. So I walked past Radio City again, shout out. And then I found this little candy cane set up for tourists, and everyone's taking pictures. So I decided to take a picture. Felt right, like a tourist. And then I went past the famous Christmas ball fountain, which looks amazing in person. So I'm going to stop talking for a bit so you can take in how beautiful this is. Also, this is filmed on 4K sometimes. I don't know, had a bit of problems, but have a look. I'm going to stop speaking now. At some point. Here we go. Oh, balls. And then, I don't know how long my friend was going to be, so I had to wait for him. So I ended up walking back to Times Square, and at night it is heaving with people. And you can see here me behind the red stairs, which I wasn't going to queue up to go on. And I found this little anime shop that sold figures and stuff. So there's Digimon, which I'm a big fan of, better than Pokemon, Dragon Ball, go hard, or whoop, whoop, whoop. And then I walked back to my friend's office, saw this and Juliet, a play that I saw, and then I went to the Bryant Park Christmas market where there's an ice skating rink. They had lots of different kind of food, German food, independent stores, and you can see here is the ice rink. I didn't go on it because it's probably super expensive, but actually, to be fair, I didn't actually find out how much it was. So after doing what I had to do, I then I go back to Times Square because I've been there. Well, I've been there when it was the night, first time in New York, 2017. Now I'm in Bryant Park at their Christmas fair market thing. We've got hot cider and see. There's an ice ring outside. I'll shoot some video of that, so you'll probably see that at some point of this. So yeah, I'm gonna drink my hot cider and make my way to Little Italy to have some pizza. Look forward to it. I mean, craving pizza still got here, so I'm looking forward to it. And then I found out Little Italy was actually a pizza place next to my friend's apartment. So we jumped back on the M train and went back to Brooklyn for some pizza, which was pretty amazing, not going to lie. Better than going to one of those chains. But anyway, this is where I'm going to cut the video. We're going to do one more part of my last day in New York and then my way back to London. And you're going to see right here, pizza, very nice. We got the pepperoni and sausage, cost us $20 and it's like a huge pizza. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next video and peace out, baby. That sounded very weird. Please don't judge me.